Feedback. Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. 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 All right,
help
and take
welcome.
us along with you. You know by now that we have an app on the phone, and we're on Roku and Fire Stick and just so many platforms for you to enjoy. Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host.
Yes, indeed, folks. Mark Cummings, we're here this morning.
Yes, and we are sad to say that some of you are in mourning, and we wish the best for the Lions next season, right?
It looks that way. We're going to have to wait till next year now.
First, I just want to say good morning to Sister Fedora and Charlene and to Derek and Carl and Ron, and I want to say good morning to Clementine and Gladys and Girlie, and who you want to say good morning to?
Well, the barber, Mr. Eric Scott,
Yeah.
I know he hurting. He a big Lions fan.
Uh-huh.
I know he hurting this morning, brother. It's going to be okay. It's unfortunately, we're going to have to wait till next year. But I must want to say a lot of love to the chef, Jeff Tony. We were supposed to have the insurance agent down, Kevin Robinson. But he said he's going to get down next month with us.
Oh, okay.
And just a lot of love to everybody, HU family, you know, work family, regular family, all my friends. It's all love. We going to make it.
Yes, that's right. We have no other choice.
Oh, my goodness.
But I just can't help but wonder if field goals had been in line, observed, used. Seemed like it may have had a better outcome. Yeah. Somebody said to me, well, do you think some gambling was in there? Somebody could have been paid to tell them no field goals. You just go and,
goodness.
try.
It just didn't feel right. You know, you hate to think that, but
Yeah, you get so close. And the coach makes a dumb
you know,
decision.
they keep saying that, you know, he was a gambler all season. He would go for it on fourth down a lot. But this is a championship game. You know, this ain't a regular season game. You got to play smart now. It ain't no more gambling.
Yeah,
if
right.
it's a sure thing, you give it that shot. And the worst that can happen is the field goal kicker missed the field goal. And, I mean, that's humanly possible, but at least you made the right decision
Hey.
to go for a field goal.
I know that's right. Oh, well.
I've seen some crazy memes. Oh, my goodness. They got him the riverboat gambler. They showing him like he all punch drunk.
Oh, my goodness.
Somebody said he reminded him of Cliff on Cheers.
Oh.
It was an episode where Cliff was on Jeopardy,
Uh-huh.
and he had everybody beat. He had $22,000. The closest person had like $2,000.
Ooh.
So he didn't have to gamble anything. He was going to win.
Right.
And he gambled it all and had the wrong answer and ended up losing.
At 22. Oh, my God.
So now everybody calling him like Cliff from Jeopardy, from Cheers, and the Jeopardy Cliff and all. I mean, poor Dan Campbell, you just really... I mean, up to now, everybody loved Dan Campbell. But this morning, everybody is not so sure they love him that much
Anymore. Oh, goodness.
It's crazy.
Oh, well. I guess we can hope. And, you know, the fans in Detroit are loyal. They seem to be, loyal. So
We love our Lions.
They will take it. Don't blame it on the players. Blame it on the coach. And maybe they'll get a new coach for next year.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I mean, we're hoping that he learned his lesson,
Ooh.
Next year he doesn't try so many riverboat gambles. I mean, because
There's a hard lesson to learn to get that close.
Ms. Broughton, they said that just by winning last week, the Lions have brought over, I think they said $300 million to the economy. People are just buying Lion stuff, and all over the country that people were just rooting for the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They were really happy about it, and oh my goodness, and you just knew if they had made it to the Super Bowl, oh my goodness.
It would have been a double, we say 300 million?
300 million.
So it would have been double, 600 million
man,
if they had
it would have
gone
been
to
incredible because people would have been buying all the Super Bowl shirts and the paraphernalia and coming down to Michigan and flying out to Vegas. And, because we love Vegas. I'm going to tell you, I don't think people go to Vegas like Detroiters. Michiganders will go to Las Vegas. I think the league really should, because they give Detroit such a hard time. They always making bad calls in games. It's always something. And as a Detroit fan, you'd have seen it all. But yesterday, we had our fate in our own hand. There wasn't no bad calls, nothing like that. It was just, we didn't do it. Oh. Miss B!
It was just one of those things. Yes, sir.
Like you said, we all going through withdrawal right now. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
So what's going on? We going into a Black History Month.
Yes. Looking forward to that. When we did Kwanzaa, the last day of Kwanzaa, which is New Year's Day, we had a gentleman on, Anthony Brogdon, who has written a book, and within the pages he has included Africans and African Americans who have done a lot of fantastic things.
Yes.
And people didn't know who they were. Each year during Black History Month, we hear about Dr. Martin Luther King, as well as sometimes throughout the year.
Yep.
We hear about Rosa Parks, who lived here for decades. And we hear about Harriet Tubman. However, there were thousands of other Africans and African Americans who had some wonderful accomplishments that we don't hear of, So when we had him, Anthony Brogdon, at the last day of Kwanzaa, which is Imani, on New Year's Day, he was the keynote speaker. Yeah, at the King. That's right. And he shared some information that he had researched and talked about people who had never been given a platform, not been, their information had not been shared, had not been put forth. And we need to know that there are many others who have had accomplishments that we can praise, their names and pass it on to our children, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, nieces, nephews, etc.
And I got to catch up with Brother Brogdon because, folks, at that event on New Year's Day, I'm telling you, we got a lot of new members. We cleared out the books we had because we had a few copies of the book to give away with the memberships. And I mean, that Black Business book is hot. Everybody wanted it. So, folks, get a membership to Hood Research, and we'll make sure you get the book as a gift. How about that this year?
Yeah.
And, you might as well get it next month for Black History Month.
Right,
so you can be on your A game.
Yeah, right. and you can surprise folks by some of the information that you'll learn.
Exactly.
It was
fun.
Right. To have that and to know the affirmations book that you have, and each time that we're on, to share people about the information on the calendar.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, that
29th. You want to look at the 29th today?
Sure.
See what we got here?
Yes.
Let me see here. A little there,
It
Miss
is,
Broken, a little water for you there.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Folks, I just like to say, if you don't have the Affirmations book, you can find it on Amazon. It's always like 1 or 2 copies left. And make sure you get it because it's getting expensive. Okay, because it's rare. You know, they out of print now. So if you want one, you got to get one. And, the last one I had to pay $30 for it. So I mean, you gotta be on your A game. People don't understand books are like investments. You know, they can go up in value just like paintings and all that other stuff.
That's right.
So get you some of these books.
And the information that you have in there, you can share. You know, year after year after year, and you have good friends, new friends. You know, new neighbors, you know, and more people that you share it with. The more the legacy of our accomplishments as a people lives on.
And that's important, you know, because nobody else is going to tell you what we've done. Unfortunately, they fight it at every turn. You look up and we say, you know, critical race theory. Oh, no, we don't want that.
Right.
Nothing to do with y'all. Black studies. Oh, we getting that out of the schools. What? So it's like, okay, forget about it.
Right.
Let's see what we got here for January 29th on this day in history. These are some names that I have yet to ever see. Let's see. Alexander Pushkin. Okay. A lot of people don't realize he was black. Okay. The Shakespeare of Russian literature. Oh, my God. On this day in 1837, he was killed in a duel. So he was out there with that sword, and unfortunately, he lost that match.
Wow.
So he was a little bit of everything. You know, a playwright and great swordsman. And I tell you, you know, most people like that are just talented in just about anything. They can do a little bit of everything. Let's see what else we got here now. Oh, my goodness. It's funny because a lot of people think of Fred Sanford when this name comes up. 1889, Huddy William Ledbetter, known as the Lead Belly. The blues great was born in Morrisport, Louisiana. How about that? 1889.
So his name was Ledbetter.
Ledbetter,
and they
right.
called him on stage Lead Belly.
Lead Belly, right. And if people remember the Sanford and Son episode, they called the guy Blind Belly Jelly. and somehow he wanted to get these records, and he was like, they stole my daddy's record. He had Bubba acting like he was blind, and it was just the craziest thing. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Folks, I tell you, I'm so glad I grew up back then because the comedy was just too much. It was so much fun, Ms. Brote. I remember Sanford and Son. It came on Fridays, and you were so glad you didn't have to go to school the next day, and you would sit up there and your family would wait on Sanford and Son to come on and get a good laugh in. And I'm telling you, folks, those were the days. I love the 70s. It was fun times.
And wholesome kinds of laughs. You know, I had an opportunity to go and see Dick Gregory at the Redford Theater, one of the last times that he was here. And there were 3 comedians that came on prior to Dick Gregory. The first one came on, and he was Mother effing this, Mother effing that. I'm like, what? You know, I'm wondering, are we in the right place? You know. Then the second comedian came on, Mother this and Mother that, and effing this and that. I was gathering my things myself, and I was getting up to leave. As much as I wanted to see Dick Gregory, that two of them, it was. So the third one came on, and he was every bit as funny, but he didn't use all of the
language, right?
Exactly, no profanity in his presentation. So I sat down, and I'm like, okay, what's going to happen next? So when he finished, which was a relief from the first 2, then Dick Gregory came out, you know. Right. So I'm like, okay. But we just, I don't know, tolerate too much these days.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's not necessary to be funny.
And you know, I think what it is we've gotten away from being real thinkers, you know, because Dick Gregory, they called him a political comedian, but he really just made you think about things. He would put it out there, and he would like give you something to consider.
Right, right. And that is so true. And when I hear a person using 2 or 3 curse words in every sentence, that just says to me that they don't have any vocabulary. No.
And they think it's funny.
Yes.
And, a lot of these young kids, they get a kick out of it. But then in the end, really? And I get it, because I remember, what's the name, made a joke about it. Eddie Murphy in his famous Raw concert was like, look, Bill Cosby called me up and said, stop all that cursing and, saying flam, 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 and in other words, the F word. And he said, look, Richard Pryor called him and said, man, Richard was known for letting it go. He said, if you want to let it out, he said, tell Bill Cosby to go have a Coke and a smile and kiss your blickety black. So, I mean, we done got used to the comedians, getting their point across by using a lot of profane language. And I think the saddest part about it is we've gotten used to just speaking now in profanity.
Yes.
I hear the people, even at my job sometimes, people at the job and they just letting go this word, that word. And I'm like, you in a business setting.
Right.
What are you doing?
Yeah, did somebody tell you? Oh,
So,
no, I was just going to say, and if you work at a non-union business, they can let you go for any excuse. They can always use that one as an excuse.
Exactly. I'm glad you mentioned that because you're right. I mean, and people don't realize, they're like, I don't want to be in no union. Trust me.
You better want
If you're an employee, you want somebody behind you. And you don't have any behind you when you don't have a union. Because, unions have lawyers. They got people that can come to your defense. Then they make rules. People think it's just about, how much you make in the wages. But it's about so much more. You got to get the work rules right. Those contracts have a lot in them. They talk about the wages because that's what stands out.
Right.
But there's so much other stuff in there. How many days you could get off, the holidays they're going to give you. What can happen in this instance? What they can't say anything to you because of this. You have to have a meeting if this happens. All of that's in the contract. And trust me, when things happen, you're going to be really glad that you get a union rep. Your representation is good.
And definitely necessary.
And Ms. I think where they got the bad name is so many times, especially in city government. They see people that, do stupid stuff and they get to keep their job. So people that don't have unions or haven't had union representation, they look at it like, well, they union, them people don't have no standards, they can do whatever they want to keep their jobs. It's not that simple, but people in unions should respect the fact that don't do stupid stuff because you're not just representing yourself. You're representing all your union members. Now, when you do stupid stuff and get away with it or, you have the luxury of being able to litigate it and get through it, it makes everybody look bad. Because people are looking at you like, man, them union guys, they do whatever they want to do. They don't do, and they get to keep their job. I'll lose my job if I did that, which is why you need a union. But people, if you're going to work, do the best you can. That's why I had the what is your blueprint speech on Dr. King for Dr. King's birthday. And he pretty much was saying, if you're going to be out here, do the best. Don't give a half, but, work ethic. Get out here, and it's because it reflects on you. And not only that, your people. See, that's what black people don't understand. They look at us as an entirety, a whole. So when we don't do stuff right, they like, man, these black folk don't never do right. It's not. We don't get looked at as individuals. That's why I don't buy into that whole thing. We not a monolith. We are a monolith. But if we acted accordingly, being a monolith would be a good thing. Lord have mercy, Miss Broden. I tell you. Whew, it's something else. Now we're gonna talk. Did you get a chance to talk about you winning an award with the Beatty last week?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, because
little.
we got to talk about that. That was a fun time over there
Yeah.
at the Detroit Athletic Club. And, you know, a couple other people. Matter of fact, what's the sister name? She's a sister of my friend, the one we had on the show, Kenneth Powell. Elaine Powell. Yeah. She won an award that day. So, yeah, I mean, you know, it was a fun day and things.
Right, the National Action Network.
Yes.
And Reverend Charles Williams has this brunch annually.
Okay.
And you know, I didn't realize they had been doing this for 10 years.
Wow. Okay.
So to have it at the Detroit Athletic Club was nice. The food was good. They currently have a black chef who runs the kitchen.
Really?
Now.
Okay.
And believe it or not, the Detroit Athletic Club serves grits. They had grits, let me tell you.
They did. They had a little bit of everything. It was delicious.
Oh man, but the celebration and recognition of people in the community was appreciated, you know, by all. And the look, I should bring it sometime. The plaque. Well, I never call it a plaque.
It was a nice award. It was like crystal
sits
and
in a stand.
yeah, the base there. You know, they had about 6 of you guys up there that won awards.
Yeah.
And then of course they had the awardees of the other stuff. You know, the dignitaries. Like you had Warren Evans. He won an award, and they gave him an award, sort of like Lifetime Achievement Awards. And there's some other sisters, the sister over there. Man, I should have grabbed the flyer from the brochure from the piece.
Right.
Because, man, it was a really good time. And they ended up, I saw us on TV. They had us on Channel 7. And it was nice. Carolyn Clifford, she was the one that was the
MC.
hostess. Right?
Yeah, right. And if you go on the WXYZ website, they tell me, and key in, I don't know if you key in DAC or if you key in the whole word, you know, Detroit Athletic Club, but little excerpts will come
Pop
up.
up,
They
okay. Nice.
So people could see that.
Nice. Well, I grabbed a few of these books we could talk about for the going into Black History Month.
Yes.
And
yes.
we're going to talk about that. We up against it at the bottom of the hour. Tim is looking at me like, it's that time.
Oh, goodness, yes. So grab your orange juice, coffee, milk, call somebody. Tell them to tune in to Feedback, and we'll be back momentarily.
I'm James Ford, founder of the Obama Weekend, and a partner of the Hood Research Team, composed of the knowledgeable Theo Broden, the super analyst Henry, and the colorful Al Martin. This team discusses politics, seen and not seen, at the national, state, and local level. But to enhance the goals of this team, join or donate to Hood Research by visiting Twitter or Facebook, or visit hoodresearch.org, or call 248-234-2371. You can also join Hood Research on Phonecast every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by calling 978-990-5000, access code 338729. Thank you very much.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host, Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, you gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru, Wally Wallman.
Wally Womack here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. Always remember you can take us along with you.
That's right.
And you can always join us every Saturday, too, from 3 p.m. until 6. We do a conference call. And the number, I'll give in a moment, give you a moment to gather some pen and paper.
Yes.
You know, we have so much fun at Hood Research. And that's why Mark is always encouraging you to join us. The annual fee is $20. Lifetime fee is $300. We do a multitude of things, and the conference call on Saturday happens to be one of them. When you join us, we have guests on. We've had judges on. We have had comedians on. We've had lawyers on.
Oh,
We let me tell you, we even did a toast after Joe Biden was sworn in as president of these United States. So I had told everybody in advance, I said, listen, you have to make sure you have your orange juice, your coffee, your milk, you know, your pop or your Jack Daniels. But anyway, we're going to do a toast. And you have to be on at the top of the hour for the swearing in.
Yes.
So everybody was there, and they had on their TVs or their radios or their apps on the phone. And Joe Biden was sworn in as president of these United States. And we said, wow, okay, so we got to do a toast to him. I said, no, we're doing a toast to us. They said, what? Yes, we're doing a toast to us. It has been reported on national TV, local TV, national radio, local radio, the fact that the African American community was the tipping point that made the success of Joe Biden getting elected president of these United States because of us.
That's right.
You know? So They said, "Oh, okay." So everybody got their little glass, their cup, and they were ready, you know. I said, "Okay, whoever go first." So we had our little session of toasting us. So it was fun that day, and of course we have various candidates on with us to talk about the different races and their campaigns, and we have an opportunity to speak to them directly, ask our own questions, and somebody was saying, "Well, what is this Hill Harper?" I said, "Well, that's a gentleman's name of a candidate who's running for the United States Senate." And I think currently we have no African Americans in the United States Senate, right?
Currently, let me think. Who do we have left? Because Kamala Harris was there. She's gone.
Right. She had,
well, you know, we got the brother Warnock.
From,
right.
Georgia. That's right. He was elected.
Let's see, who else?
That's right.
I think it might be one or two.
One more.
Maybe that's it.
It is slim pickings.
Right, it is.
So I said, okay, so for us, then we invited Hill Harper to come on and field the questions from those who were on the line with us. Mm-hmm. And it worked out very nice. We have Debbie Stabenow, who is retiring, and that would be the seat to which he is campaigning. Mm-hmm. You know, so we do those kinds of sessions on our call. We have a variety of guests who come here at the station, and many times you'll hear me say it's either feast or famine.
Right.
You know, one day we ended up with 3 people. Like, wow, look at this. It was definitely a feast that day.
We've had some really zany shows. We had shows where people just came down.
Yeah, right.
And then we put them on. Come on in here and talk. We had that pastor come down. He wanted to just talk about, you know, what was going on in his church and his family.
Right.
I think that was either one of them, Mother's Day or Father's Day, one of them.
Yeah, right. And he came in. We've had a studio audience of a few, you know. So it's a lot of fun. We had Judge Marilyn Atkins who came. She has written a book about her life, and so she was here with us.
It's funny you mentioned that because a guest we had on back in April last year. I just thought about him because I had a guy come out and give me an estimate on my roof. I need a roof patch job. And Gerald Hanna, the gentleman with the HCOM, that was he needed brothers to help him with the cable splicing. You know, he had a contract with Comcast. I sent him a text, you know, how you doing? And, you know, he called back and said, you know, things are going well. And he also had the Selfie Museum over at 12 Oaks Mall. So, I mean, we've had all kind of people. See, that's why we say, people, you can always go to YouTube and just check out the shows. Just go through them. It's some really interesting people because it's so many people out in this world doing things people don't understand. You know, you watch, you gonna meet people on the show that you might not see anywhere else.
That's right. And we've had the youngest business person or entrepreneur on with us by the name of Capri. She's 2 years old.
Wow.
She models it. I forget what else she was interested in. But she was here with her mom and dad, and both of them are in business as well. And they have a modeling school.
See?
And he's into collecting. He brought a few of the samples that he collects. What are they? Red seal $2 bills.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and he had some samples of those to show. And then he talked about coin collecting and all.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so
2-year-old filing 1099.
yeah, can you imagine that? A
Yes,
2-year-old.
What are you doing?
Yeah, exactly. And if a 2-year-old can be in business, so can you.
Yes.
So
and there's always something you can find to do, you know, your hobbies. Because really, to be honest with you, most of the time it's just a hobby, you know. You want to sell jewelry and stuff like that. You're good at making jewelry. And then, you know, as time progresses, you turn it into something more. You know, you realize, okay, I got quite a few people here that like my jewelry. You know?
Right.
And next thing you know, you've turned it into something substantial.
Exactly. And you know, it's, I don't know, it's kind of sad sometimes when you think that the people who live in this country have had access to what you would call a big box store or a storefront, but you have a place for customers to come in, and so they want to look down on vendors that you find at different events. And that's nothing to look down on, because people have to take steps, you know, getting from point A to point B to develop their, you know, their business.
You know, I think we need to like ease some of the rules here, because I know I've seen people, you know, they set up camp in front of their home, you know, put some fare out, you know, try to unload a few things they got in the house. And the police will come up to them sometime and say, hey, you know, do you have a permit for this? You know?
What?
Yeah, I've seen that. Because technically you're supposed to have a permit and a license.
When you have a
business
yard,
license,
it's a yard
even
sale.
for the yard sale thing. 'Cause
Oh.
if it's out front and it's not sanctioned or anything, you know, you technically moving as a business, you know. And I mean, and I'm just like, you know, we got to ease some of these restrictions, because a lot of people in Detroit got that entrepreneurial spirit, you know, and we like getting out here and seeing what we can do. Because I know every time I go to New York, those people in New York, they'll just throw a blanket on the ground. Throw some books on it and say, hey, I got books over here, start selling stuff. You know, everybody's out there either they selling from a table, they just set up stuff. You go through Harlem everywhere, you know, they just selling stuff right there on the street. It's not like that in Manhattan, of course. I mean, you know, it's proper, you know, but right there, you know, man. You
Bill Clinton is there now.
Oh,
so it makes a difference, I guess.
Man. I mean, you know, you want to get that entrepreneurial spirit going, and you know, heck, you can start a hot dog stand and make a killing, you know, if you got the right spot. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, when Bill Clinton left office and landed in Manhattan, that was the beginning of gentrification in Manhattan, also known as Negro removal, folks.
They cleared out Harlem pretty good.
Yeah,
that's in the borough of Manhattan. People, they all the boroughs there. They got the Bronx and Brooklyn, and Manhattan and Queens and Staten Island. Those are the 5 boroughs. I got family in Staten Island, by the way. Yeah, so we all got family all over the place.
Yeah, I have family in New York as well.
See, so you know, it's I just, you know, it's so congested there. You know, that's the only thing I don't like about it. You know, it's like, my goodness.
Well, there's no grass and trees.
Yeah, that too.
That's the biggest.
That's strange.
Yeah, different, definitely different from the teen lifestyle here.
Yes, indeed. So, you know, Miss B, I was talking about those books earlier.
Yes.
Some of the stuff we're going to talk about. And I got a book a few years ago, since we were talking about football and the Lions, called Not For Long, folks. And it's called The Life and Career of the NFL Athlete by Robert W. Turner II. Now, I'm going to try to get on a phone call with this guy, because this book is interesting. And I think, you know, Ms. Broughton, I think people don't realize that a little bit of everybody's starting to realize that it's good money in being an athlete. Okay. I mean, so people of means now, what they're doing is hiring these ex-football players to what? Teach their kids what to do to be better athletes. They putting them on the right regimen at the ages of like 12, 13. So now, for those, you know, you might come from the hood and work hard, but now you're competing against people who have prepped for this, okay, and spent money, because a lot of these guys charge $30,000 or $40,000 for these sessions. Like, look, I'll deal with your kid for the whole year, but that's gonna cost $30,000, to be a part of my camp or whatever. And that's the way they stay in business, because people don't realize, the average lifespan of an NFL player is 3 years.
3 years.
3 years. That's all.
Wow.
You hear about these guys, making big contracts.
Right.
But the other guys in the background, man, they run them guys in and out of there so fast. They're like, okay.
So they're looking at a 20-year or 30-year, and whatever the contract says, they want to divide it up over those years.
Yes.
When I have money, okay.
That's why them guys want to get as much in that second contract, because your rookie contract is capped. You can only make so much.
Okay.
And that's why a lot of these coaches in the college ranks now, they don't like the idea of these guys getting paid. Because, the college players get paid now.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I do remember that.
It's called the NIL, name, likeness, and image. Name, image, and likeness, NIL. And, that's why you see them on commercials now. And, heck, some of these guys, I think one of the guys for USC, he won the Heisman last year, Caleb, I forgot his last name, he's making $6 million. They said, and that's why a lot of them are staying longer now, because they're like, they can make more in the name, image, likeness than they can in the NFL with a rookie contract.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So they got the Congress looking into it. They gonna see if they can make some changes. Because the coaches are like, we can't keep the players because they moving around, and this is called the college portal. So you don't get punished if you leave a school and go to another school. It used to be you have to wait a year out and all of this other stuff. So now it's like, okay, like they said, a lot of the players, because Nick Saban, the coach of Alabama, decided he was gonna retire. A lot of the players are like, I'm going somewhere else.
Oh, they were there just for him. Well, here in Detroit, you have to help me with how the football leagues do it.
Okay.
But in Detroit, we had what they called a sandlot team. And if young people around here were interested in baseball, they wanted to go to the sandlot, team to get experience, etc. When it came to basketball, every year over at St. Cecilia's gym there on Livernois, the children in Detroit could go over there and meet all of the top players. They were there every summer. But for football, was there any sandlot team or summer camp or anything like that for
football's a little
football?
different,
Okay.
It's an expensive sport, and to play, because you got to get the pads, and you got to get insurance and all of that other stuff.
Okay.
And I don't, because even now, they have, leagues that, semi-pro leagues where the guys
They
play,
could
make a little extra
practice
money,
and stuff.
you try to get noticed, but the college is the feeder for the NFL, and even if you go to semi-pro, and now they got this new league here called the UFL, United Football League, which was the United States Football League merging with the XFL.
Oh my goodness. What is it? XFL?
It's an extreme football league. They had crazy rules. And
wow.
The guy that used to run the Worldwide Wrestling, Vince McMahon, he started it years ago. Then it flopped because nobody was watching it. Then they brought it back, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson owned it. He owns it now, and so they decided, we can't have two leagues because nobody watching. So they came together, which was smart. So we're gonna have this new thing with the UFL, and, United Football League. They just want to have football all year round.
Oh wow!
It's like something to bridge the gap.
Now, football players are drafted from college. Basketball, they're drafted from college.
Pretty much. Yeah.
But baseball, you can get in from high school.
Yes.
Now, why is that different?
Well, the baseball leagues have a minor league system, a farm system they call it.
Okay.
And what they'll do, figure out who's talented, young. Once they graduate from high school, put them right in the farm system and develop them. Because they know who's talented, you know, and then once they get them in that farm system, if they're good enough, some of them come out the farm system early. You know, they might be 20 years old playing in the pros, in Major League Baseball. Okay. And but it's rare. Usually it take a little time. And it's just like even the players. If they don't do well, they'll send you back to the minor leagues. Like, you know, you ain't playing. You need to build up your skills. So, and that's the thing that's different from football and basketball. Basketball got what they call the G League now. So they'll send some players down to the G League if they, you know, not doing well in the pros.
What is that, the Garden League?
It's like a developmental league. They call it the G League. And that's supposed to help the young cats, you know, get better skills, be more prepared to play the pro game. You didn't tap somebody now. They calling now. They want to know what's going on with them Lions. Let's see what we got here. Good morning, you on feedback. Theo Bro, Mark Cummings, talk to us.
Silverado,
hey.
On WHPR.
All right, happy Monday.
How are you doing?
Hey, you guys know that the NFL draft bring in hundreds of millions of dollars into this city, and we need to understand how we can get contracts and get on the payroll.
Definitely.
Yes.
So they got a program called Teammate. Look up opportunities in the NFL draft. They have a program called Teammate where they are hiring people and they training and paying. And then I think the contracts, because I've been digging for days, I think the contracts is coming through the Minority Metro Black Business Alliance. They're securing the contracts related to the NFL draft. So I've been trying to tell people that has a good relationship and contracts already with the city how to try to tap into this NFL draft contract.
Oh, okay. And the website is TEAM team.
You can visit Detroit.com. Teammate opportunities.
Teammate opportunity. Oh, okay.
Do you have that information? You can just send it to my page, Sylvia?
Yeah, I can send it to you. And we just need to dig further because the Teammate, they are paying people to actually support Detroit in making the fans comfortable, secure, safe, up-spirited, uplifted.
Yep.
But the contracts, the city needs suppliers. They need people like event planners, instructors for dancing, exercise.
Wow.
It's just a boatload of openings. But, you know, I've been trying to talk to the different supervisors, and I'm still trying to call one more today. Give me a person in the contact where we can get people engaged. Right. I even went to work for Force over there in Northwest Activities. Don't nobody know what I'm talking about. I said, so how is they hiding all this good information? Hundreds of millions of dollars into these NFL draft contracts. And we got to dig to find out the source to get contractors opportunities.
Wow.
That's why they known for being friends and family plans.
Yeah,
you're right.
But that's why we got Hood Research, because we break it up for them. And we break it in and figuring out.
Researching and sending information to people that I know that could handle those jobs.
Right.
And then we'll see if we can't get somebody on with this Teammate program.
To opportunities in the D, NFL draft.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we going to get it done.
Okay, yeah. Hey, the Lions, congratulations, Lions. At least y'all made it, almost made it. I think they got beat by 3 points.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I watched it on and off. I was partying. I went to a Super Bowl / birthday / retirement party.
Copy that.
And they had the screen on, of course.
Right. Yeah, it still hurt, though, because, boy, if we'd have made that Super Bowl, my goodness.
Yeah, that would have been icing added to the cake. But I'm just happy they made it thus far because they have been so far behind.
Right, for so long.
long.
Right, right.
You know, and it's
So
funny.
this is still better than zero.
Yeah, and things cap, and it's an opportunity.
Yeah.
I had the pleasure of speaking with God rest her soul. She done moved on. Dorothy Hamlin, who owns Strictly Sportswear over there on 7 Mile. And this is how they got started in business. The Pistons won that first. It wasn't the first championship. When they won to go to the championship in '88, they finally beat Boston. Just going to the championship now. They made 1,000 T-shirts, sold them in one day for $10 a piece.
Whoa.
Realized that these are hot, made 2,000 more, sold them over the weekend, and in 3 days they made $30,000, which was enough for them to acquire that building over there and get started in business.
Okay.
And they've been there ever since. And see, these are opportunities when that happens. That's why I said them not making this, just being in the Super Bowl is an opportunity that's astounding for business people.
Yeah.
They said them just winning that one game last week brought $300 million to the economy in Michigan because people were buying shirts and mugs and all kind of stuff. And
Sweatshirts.
I mean, losing that game hurt a lot more than people realize. I wish they it hurt. Because Frisco, they good. They got plenty of money up in San Francisco. They don't need no Super Bowl. We need a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been the idea. But, hey, don't forget we got the food co-op. They had a meeting Saturday at the Vanguard.
Yeah, we're going to have Brother Malik back on again.
Yeah,
because they're about to
Yeah,
open
got to
it
get
soon.
him back on because we'll be able to start purchasing in March, but they saying, I guess, the real grand opening would be in May.
Oh, okay.
And I was happy to hear that they're going to have a holistic, they're going to have a wellness department, event space for events if you want to have weddings and celebrations.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's just a whole nother. And then we're able to get on committees and vote.
Yeah, that's what the co-op is all about.
And it's going to be black owned.
It is
and
that.
we're not turning down nobody. No race. It's diverse in membership because it's black owned, and we're not turning down like everybody else. We're not turning down no wealth and success.
Well, you know, we got over 15 members join the co-op from Hood Research alone. So,
Yeah, my son and I, we in.
and you know, now we are owners. People
Right.
are co-op mean you own part of the company.
Yes.
That's right.
You have a say, you have a voice, and you have shares.
Right. And they were planning to open, is it April?
Well, she's saying
This
it's
is
gonna be May now.
Oh, May?
Well,
Okay.
we'll be able to start purchasing our food in March, but they said I guess they're going to do like the grand opening, actually opening up in May.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what we wanted to share. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
So,
great.
like I said, you guys can go on the website, Food Co-op. I don't have it in front of me right now, but I'll get it. Hood
Just go to
Research,
the
I
Hood
have it.
Research page on Facebook, folks. And I need y'all to share these shows, Sylvia, so we can get them out to more people. Because when we post these feedback shows, share them to all you people. You know, because we want to get, the views been good. You know, I know it's the winter months and people, you know, laying down, but we need to get them views back up, folks. Because this is the hot show. And where you going to get this type of information?
That's right.
We got like she said, we got the big thing coming up with the draft, and it's going to be off the chain.
Oh, yes.
And 3 days of a lot going on, and the NFL going to spend a lot of money here in the city.
Yes.
And come on down and be a part of this.
Right, and try to get those contracts and those positions where people could use some extra money or money, period. You need, you know.
All right, Tim said we got to go to the break.
Doing it. You're going to have fun doing it.
Okay, leave us with something real quick, Sylvia.
Hi. Okay. Let's say, I'm going to say something quick. I just want to testify now it's crystal clear I'm finally here. Took me a while, but I'm finally here. Seems like I always fall short being worthy, but my God is enough because he still loves me.
Oh,
Incredible.
I like
Timmy
that.
Tim,
She's so good.
take us to the break, sir.
Yes, yes. We have to pause for the cause, and we'll be back momentarily.
It's the These Nuts Show with your host Butter and friends. Butter here, magician escape artist, practicing for my show tonight. Come on in, have a seat.
All right, everybody, settle. Butter, you're on in 5, 4, 3, 2.
In a few seconds, there gotta be enough to get out of this one. Twist a little turn, ta-da! It's showtime! It's your old friend Butter here. I may be a nut, but I know to wear my mask. Please welcome my first guest tonight, fitness guru Wally Wallman.
Woody Woodland here to tell you to wash your hands with soap and water for 20 seconds so you will stay healthy and strong like me.
Almond Cruz here, sliding in with the news. Distance is what we must do to stay away from the chew and other germs in the air that might be trying to get on you. Social distancing is a wonderful way to see friends. As long as you're 6 feet apart, you win.
Hey there, friends. I wouldn't miss this for the world. It's me, Pumpkin Spice, your healthy girl. Remember, it's important to use your kind hearts and follow the signs to stay healthy and safe at all times.
Chica Chiminsky here to say, don't forget the little ones that need you to lead the way. That's how we remember to wash our hands, mask, and social distance today.
Morgan Raisin. Yes, it's me, here to sing about health and safety. We are all here to help get a message out to your grapevine, teaching healthy choices to stay safe all the time.
Don't let these guys drive you nuts. Put your mask on first. They'll let you be. And it keeps me safe from the
chew
that's trying to get on me.
Butter me up. She's right, you know. Thank you, Hallie Cranberry, for joining the show. Let's all be nuts about our health. Social distancing, wash your hands frequently, use hand sanitizer, and wear a mask. Practice what we learned to stay away from the germs. We're all in this together. Coming soon, the many adventures of these nuts in a theater near you.
You ready to put your podcast on iHeartRadio? Yes, your podcast on iHeartRadio. What about Alexa, Roku, Fire Stick, Apple TV, Android, or iPhone? Plus live TV streaming. Get your podcast seen and heard all over the world. 313-868-6612. Pre-recorded shows are accepted to be archived. This is a WHPR distribution platform. Download the app from the App Store. WHPRTV.com. Channels available for lease 24/7 on Roku, Fire Stick, or Apple TV. Coming soon, subscription and pay-per-view.
Also,
Block Time is available. Get yours. 313-868-6612. That's 313-868-6612. Executive producer R.J. Watkins. Program director Henry Tyler. 107.5 FM WGPR HD2. RadioWeCanSee.com.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV. Watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback. We are back. And thank you so much for staying tuned to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. And we had on the line with us our panel member today, Celeste Stone.
Yes,
she happens to be the Hood Research Poetess.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The poet in residence. Yes, indeed. So we were talking right offline during the break about the sports thing, you know. She called in, was talking about the whole piece with the draft and how that's going to include a lot of different things for people to do.
Right.
And, you know, you want to get in
a lot of jobs for them to learn about, to research.
It's important. And they did an article in Sports Illustrated earlier this year about the people involved with the inner workings in the Sunday games. Because people don't realize there's more than just a few coaches on the sidelines. You got a whole bunch of people on the sidelines.
Another football team.
Another football team almost. So I'm going to go through this. This was in the Sports Illustrated back in December 2023. And let's see what we got here. Now, they got pictures of all the guys. This is a Dolphin team. They got them all over here. You got the safety coach. So you got a coach for the safeties. Then you got a passing game coordinator and secondary coach. Then you got a coach for the cornerbacks. The cornerback coach, pass game specialist. Then you got the associate athletic trainer. Then you got the assistant athletic trainer. You got an equipment manager, an equipment assistant, the special teams coordinator. Then you got a communications tech. So he handling communications. Then you got the wide receiver coach. Then you got a football system specialist. Boy, they calling in now on the phone now. They're supposed to be calling me up on this phone over here. Lord have mercy, Jesus, I tell you what. But I'll tell you, Miss Bro, there's so much going on. Who else we got? Oh, sports nutrition, folks. You want to get in sports nutrition? Football players, they need the right nutrition. They're going to need them on all the teams. All the teams have these people. Director of rehabilitation. When guys get hurt, somebody got to help them rehab. Director of rehabilitation. I'm sure he got plenty of assistants helping them along the way. The head strength and conditioning coach. You got to work out all the time when you playing sports. You need a conditioning coach. Sports science coordinator, strength and conditioning assistant. So he got an assistant.
Oh, my goodness.
You got the dietitian. They got to teach these folks to eat the right foods. I mean, it ain't easy being a star. You gotta eat right. You got the assistant equipment manager, and then you got an equipment assistant. And then you got the assistant strength and conditioning coach. Then you got an offensive assistant. Then you got an assistant head coach for the tight ends. Folks, it's just so many jobs.
And then one I don't think I heard is agents. The players have their own personal agent.
You need your lawyer. And you know, some of them have, managed to work out a contract without lawyers, like Lamar Jackson did. He said his mother was, handling his contract. But it's best to get a lawyer. Get somebody who know how to read what's going on, because I'm sure they put so much in those contracts. If you don't watch it, you don't know what they done slipped in there. And a lot of times you need somebody that's going to know the legalese of these contracts. Because, sports is big business, folks. The NFL alone, the teams, there's 30 of them. The teams are valued at about $4 billion to $8 billion. There's a lot of money in that. So we just, it ain't just about playing the sport. Like I said, you got a 3-year lifespan. Not so long or not for long will you be playing. So you got to figure out what else can I do after that. And like they said, everybody not going to make the pros. You could be good in college and not make the pros, but you might be good at some other thing. You might have went on and finished school and got your degree in sports medicine. Now you can do something. So you know what? I'm going to get in this sports medicine thing, and I'm going to go ahead and send my resume off to all 30 teams and see what happens from there. And go on from that, or 32 teams, and get that done.
Yeah.
So, hey.
But just to know about all of the ancillary businesses that exist around the football team that goes out on the field and plays. Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. And it's extremely important for those who are interested in getting into football to talk about the whole sport. Exactly. As I would refer to it as the whole sport, as to just the players, the coach, and when you kick a field goal and when you don't, I'd have to add that in there.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Coach Dan Campbell, Miss Theo Broden is not happy with you. Should have kicked them field goals. Get us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it just, I guess when you have the opportunity just to sit and watch, you see things that could have been or should have been done, and basing your decision on the past history, it's like, okay.
Yes, indeed. So we are going to be going in next week. We're going to start up. It's going to be Black History Month. And Ms. Broden, we always talk about the numbers because, folks, it's something about the Detroit numbers. I think the Detroit numbers even supersede all the rest. I know we talk about the New York numbers and the Queen, and they done made movies about Bumpy Johnson and everything. But it's something about Detroit numbers. I think Detroit numbers are more historical. The history behind Detroit and numbers is just amazing because I think we play more lottery than any other city in the union. Detroit players know how to play some lottery number, Miss Bro. we know how to get it done. So we're going to try to get Miss Bridget Davis on, author of this book here, The World According to Fannie Davis, My Mother's Life in the Detroit Numbers. Ms. Broden been asking about the number piece and can we have them on? So we going to try to do that. That's going to be a good thing. And I got another sister here, Angela Dillard, Faith in the City, preaching radical and social change in Detroit. And what she looks at is, of course, you had Charles Adams as the one that spoke more about, business and integration. And then over at the Shrine of the Black Madonna, you had Pastor Cleage, and he was more on nationalism. And, we definitely got to understand the need for self-improvement. So both of them really were right, But unfortunately, they clashed and their styles clashed. And this is something we're going to talk about. Her book is called Faith in the City. As you can see, it's right there on the front and holding up that cover of the Sunday Detroit Free Press, which is got the Lions on there. We were ready to go to the Super Bowl, but
oh wow,
it didn't happen. But nonetheless, so it's gonna be a fun month in February, Ms. Broden. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, I am too. And as I was saying earlier, I think it's extremely important for us to share the history of those who have had great accomplishments. And I want to meant to say earlier that during the January 6th insurrection in Washington, D.C., the members of Congress that were all gathered in this room, terrified of right. what may or may not happen, they were told, grab your mask. And like, what? Underneath the chair. Now, the man who invented the mask was black. They didn't know that black history, as we know it, was involved with January the 6th.
How about that?
That the mask that this man made is being used today. So it's funny when you hear other people say, oh, that's not important, this is not important. We can take the books out of the school, we take the books out of the library. But I don't see them being as fervent about trying to get vulgarity out of our mouths as they are. Even as much or more so as they're trying to get rid of the black history.
And like you're saying, Ms. Broden, it's so much more to doing things. I know we done got caught up in this entertainment, sports thing where it looked like all the money is in entertainment and sports. So everybody either want to be a comedian or an actor or a model or, something where it seems like you don't work as hard.
You
know? I mean, all of that's hard work, though. You know? But just think the people that have sat down and thought, what can I do to make life better for everybody? Mm-hmm. That's what inventors think of. It's like, I got to do something to make this more convenient.
Right.
Make more sense.
Yes, how to improve on whatever it is. And those individuals who are actually doing the work are the ones who come up with a better way.
That's right.
So,
let me see. What's tomorrow? January the 30th?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see who else we got here. All right. 1858, William Wells Brown published Leap to Freedom. It was the first drama play written by an African American. 1858, folks.
1858.
This was before the Emancipation Proclamation.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So people out there get things done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, January 30th was the day the Harlem Globetrotters were formed by Abe Saperstein in 1927. How about that? Tomorrow would be the day that they decided, you know what, we're going to get these brothers can play some basketball like I ain't never seen before. Now, mind you, he started the Globetrotters in 27. We had on Brother Kevin Lloyd, whose father was drafted into the NBA, and that was, 1950, I think it was? So that's 23 years later that they finally allowed black people in the NBA, but you already had the Harlem Globetrotters out there doing things that basketball had never seen. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, we just trailblazers, folks. Let's just be honest. We trailblazers. We get it done. Oh, my God. Ruth Brown, 1928. Tony Award-winning singer nicknamed Miss Rhythm was born in Portsmouth, Virginia. Oh, my God. Floyd Flake, New York 6th District Congressman, born in Los Angeles, 1945. Oh, wow, okay. And Frank A. Thomas, 1977, became the first African-American to head a major U.S. charitable foundation. He headed up the Ford Foundation. Huh? Franklin Thomas. How about that? Now, let's see what the last day of this month holds for us. 'Cause we got a lot going on.
We do.
Oh, Larry Doby, Cleveland Indians, was the first African-American player to sign in the American League. Now, all of you guys know about Jackie Robinson. That was the National League, the Los Angeles Dodgers, which at the time was, the Brooklyn Dodgers. Mm-hmm. But Larry Doby is a name that most of us don't remember. Mm-hmm. And he was the first black person to sign in the American League, which, of course, was a little bit less, it took him a while, put it that way. Which it took 2 extra years, 1948. And then they finally said, okay, we'll bring a black player in. And he ended up playing on the Cleveland Indians. So, the Tigers, unfortunately, were the last team to integrate. That's a sad fact. But, there it is. Oh, Doug Williams, 1988, was the first black African-American quarterback to start a Super Bowl and won it. I remember that in D.C. We had a big party. And in 1925, Benjamin Hooks. I remember old Benjamin Hooks, NAACP executive director. That's the one that lasted the longest. And everybody remember Benjamin Hooks. We don't really know much about these executive directors like we used to at the NAACP, do we? They just not getting around. Not enough publicity. They need to get back out here in the streets amongst the people like they used to be.
Right.
So we got a lot of work ahead of us. We got a call, somebody calling in right now, right at the end of the show. Let's see who we got there, Ms. B. You on Feedback with Theo Broden, Mark Cummings. Talk to us.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Happy
How
Monday.
Don, how we doing, sir?
Doing well. Hey, you guys on to my favorite topic.
What's that, football?
Well, sports and history, and the convergence of it.
Yes. Talk to us.
So, as far as the sports industry and all industries, people overlook the fact that there are jobs of all different levels. you know, from caterers, the hairdressers, the plumbers, you know, that are behind the scenes, and the people who work in the offices.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just a number of jobs that, you know, people overlook, but that gets you in the, you know, in the employment ranks of industry that's doing supremely well.
You got marketing, production. Like I said, they got the video guys on the sideline shooting video.
Yeah.
That's one of your things.
Editors in the background, you know.
And it's a beautiful.
You can go down the list, and even in the movie industry, people don't pay attention at the credit. How many jobs, how many people are employed doing a movie production?
Which is why you need a union. They had to have a union over there with the movie industry with all of that going on.
Absolutely. But and then on the history part, you know, we give credence to a lot of the people who broke the, you know, segregation, you know, barriers. But what about the, you know, the people who were the pathfinders, the leaders, you know, in doing things in like the music industry, like Chuck Berry. He was one of the first wealthiest music artists, you know, because he wouldn't sleep in the hotels. Well, they wouldn't allow him to sleep in the hotel, so he slept in his car. You know, he ate bologna sandwiches, so he saved a lot of money instead of paying them to those expensive hotels and restaurants.
And even Ray Charles, who demanded that he had control of his masters.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you were talking about, you know, the National Baseball League, but we're not giving credit where credit is due to the people who founded the Negro Baseball League. And the only reason that they wanted to integrate the black players into the, you know, National Baseball League was because the white owners, they were making all that money. They had to stand still with black people watching the Black Negro League baseball game.
And you know, a lot of people, because Satchel Paige was one of the last pitchers that they finally brought along. I think Cleveland picked him up, and he just said he realized that it wasn't the same. You know, it wasn't the same because they had lost that control. You know, and
right.
I mean, and I think we gotta understand because we are so enamored by the mainstream. You know, but we are our own mainstream. You know?
Right. The key star player. There was, there is a baseball field in Hamtramck, right, that is in the process or has already been refurbished. And you had mentioned, I think it's a Satchel Paige. Now, the guest that we had on, is he the gentleman who played against Satchel Paige?
The other guy that Mr. Ford had brought down. He probably did, you know, because, I mean, you know, the Detroit Stars, that was the Negro League team from Detroit. And,
right.
You know, look, I'm sure they all ran in the same circles. And, you know, because we need to have Mr. Ford on. Because, you know, a lot of people don't realize he was a baseball scout.
Right.
Not only for the Tigers, but the San Diego Padres.
Yes.
And he know all about that stuff.
Yeah, so we'll have to work on getting him on to talk about it. Go ahead.
We have to start training our kids up and exposing them to those career paths where they could make a livable wage. You know, matter of fact, live very well.
And that's why you said, you got to get your foot in the door. And like I was saying earlier, the nepotism is getting greater now.
You got to know there is a door to get into.
Exactly.
The thing that's happening, you know, in education. They don't even expose you to the door.
because I was saying, like I said, this book here, Robert W. Turner, Not for Long, Life and Career of the NFL Athlete, folks. This guy used to play for the Giants, and he was pretty much saying, after you got about a 3-year lifespan in football. People don't realize that because, you see these guys a lot. But the average player lasts 3 to 5 years. Then he's out. You got to figure out what to do with the rest of your life after that.
Exactly.
So a lot of them guys, they start up training camps and things. And what they're doing, that's what I was saying. People with means now, I realize there's a lot of money in this sport. Because, Aiden Hutchinson's family has money. They prepared that young man for the pros. And what they do is they get them young. They get these guys out here. They got training camps and everything. And these young kids, as young as 10 and 11, are learning how to eat properly, how to have workout regimens. So by the time they get to high school, they already prepping for college and they prepping for the pros. That's a hard thing to do when you don't have those means. And like I was telling Ms. Broden, a lot of these players now, they got their sons, they ex-players, but they got their sons playing these sports. You seeing a lot of juniors out there. And if you don't have a network now, you can almost be out the game. Because it's so much money in it now that it's like, look, it's like a club. It's like if you ain't in the club, you can't get in the door. And that's why you need financing. We need more capital, and we need to let people know. Look, you got to be a part of an organization like Hood Research that's out here doing things. You got to get on UIN and realize that, look, the Urban Information Network going to give you information like this. Mm-hmm. So you got to be a part of what's going on out here, or you're not going to know anything. Sylvia just called about, we got the draft coming up in April. Are you going to
that's the quietest news in town, ain't it?
Right.
How to find those contracts.
Exactly. It is like, are you going to be a part of it? Because the NFL coming with the NFL experience and all this other stuff, that's supposed to bring at least, she said, at least $250 million to the economy. So, things are moving and they moving fast. So we're going to try to get them people on to talk about the team concept and how we could get some contracts and get clued into some of this money that's coming in, because we can sure use it.
Yeah. You still said earlier that there was $300 million over this past weekend.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Did you see that article? Don, just because the Lions won the last game, it generated $300 million for Michigan. Because people were buying stuff and excited and going into shopping and buying other stuff. Look, I sure hate they lost that game yesterday.
So we got to do some research on how many black businesses downtown in Detroit benefited from that. Yeah. Because in actuality, it's probably close to nothing.
And you know what? Me and Ms. Bro was talking about that yesterday. They raided a guy right over here on 6 Mile, the D spot, claiming that he was selling Lion jerseys that wasn't licensed. Do you know how much a licensed Lions jersey cost? $200. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Now you
and
know
the player could be gone next year.
Man, so somebody told on that guy. Because I'm like, nobody know nothing about no D spot over on 6 Mile over there near the lodge. I know this spot. The guy been selling T-shirts for years. And I'm like, come on, man. Who ratted them out? They said they had the police, the NFL police and all of these people to make sure they wasn't selling fakes and phonies and all this stuff. But then who do they raid? The small black business. Come on. You got these guys.
Let me just say this real quick too, Mark. The interesting thing about law enforcement is Donald Trump incited a riot on January 6th. Mm-hmm. And they shut him down, and he's running for governor. And that's not politics. That's law enforcement.
Right.
A man trying to make a living, in Detroit, gets shut down. That's malarkey.
That's malarkey. Because we already know half the stuff out there ain't licensed. And people just sell it because,
How do these people get the license? See, to start asking these questions and talking to the people that's providing the license and seeing what the protocol is, so that we can get in.
They don't want you in. I mean, hey, you know, Ms. Broke, man, I brought up Strictly Sportswear earlier in the show. I spoke with Dorothy Howell. I interviewed her for City View newspaper back in the 90s. And she told me Nike, which we just love Nike, would not allow the black vendors to sell their shoe until 1994. And at that point, Michael Jordan had retired that year. Okay. They wouldn't allow it. And black folks love them. So I'm like, after I heard that, I ain't bought another Nike shoe since. So, I mean, we got to understand, they know what's profitable, and they don't want us selling that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know what? We can make money off that. Well, we got 3 minutes to go, Tim said. What would you guys like to leave us with? Miss Broughton, what you want to leave us with?
Well, I want people to know that Hood Research has an email, which is contact@hoodresearch.org. Again, it's CONTACT, the @ symbol, the little a with a circle around it, then HOODRESEARCH.org. Contact@hoodresearch.org. We have a Facebook page. We ask you to follow us on Twitter, which is now X. We want you to join us on the conference call that we have each and every Saturday from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. Telephone number for the conference call is area code, you dial 1, then you dial 978. The phone number is 1978 990-5000. 990-5000. It rings one time, then the access code is 338-729, and you press the pound key. Again, it rings one time, at which point you put in the access code, which is 338-729. Press the pound key. And this coming Saturday, we're expecting Dr. Laura Kelly. Dr. Laura Kelly has cured her mother of osteoporosis, and she wants to talk about getting lead out of the body. You know, in Flint, there was a child on the front of Time magazine during the investigation and reporting on all of the lead in the water in Flint. And she wants to talk about leaching the lead out of the body and how that works. And you'll have an opportunity to talk with her and ask her anything you're interested in hearing about. Mm-hmm. The telephone number for Hood Research is 248-234-2371. Area code 248-234-2371.
Okay, that's a wrap because we right there.
You got to say something.
Oh, we love y'all, Don. Good looking out, checking in. Folks, join Hood Research. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, all of that stuff.
All right.
We love you.
Peace.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.